Alrighty, welcome everybody. Let me try to navigate this. Been using Zoom forever. I know how to do this, but I still struggle sometimes. Okay, full screen mode. There we go. Perfect. Can everyone see that okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, welcome to our Coaching 411. We will try to keep this call pretty brief so that we have time at the end for some questions if you have. And yeah, we'll kind of just get right into it. You want to start, Sam?
First, yeah, I just think first, if me, you, Tiff, kind of just say like our favorite thing about coaching, just to
absolutely.
We all have the different perspectives. I think that's kind of cool because I want people to know that coaches are like so different from one another. Like there isn't like one mold. So I'm a teacher, and I was drawn to coaching because as a new teacher, I realized that my life was going to be kind of like 8:30 to 4:30, come home, exhausted from the day. Now what? Like I just was feeling run down, I think, and I needed something. Like I needed more because this is what I'd worked for my entire life, was to become a teacher. And then I did it, and I was like, now I'm tired, and this isn't like, there's got to be more. So it kept me accountable. Coaching did, because my wellness journey was like all over the place. Like go to the gym hard, stop going to the gym, join spin, go twice. Like I was all over the map. And this is the first thing, like it's 4 years and I've pressed play like every day. And it's the first thing that I haven't quit. And it's 100% because of coaching. Because if I didn't have a community, I wouldn't be doing, like I wouldn't have a reason to press play sometimes, right? And it kept me accountable. And then also going into it, I always knew that I wanted some financial freedom for when I had kids. Like I didn't want to work full time. I wanted to cut back to half time and like me raise them instead of daycare. Like that's kind of like what I always wanted, because I never had that as a kid. Like I never saw my parents because they were always working. So I was like, I want to like have my kids grow up different. So I did have that like financial thing in the back of my head too. So it helped me just grow as a person and then grow financially and then grow like with my entire wellness journey. Boom. That's like my summary. I could go into it so deep, but
yeah. Okay. I can go next. So yeah, I feel like there's so much we could say about this, but we'll keep it brief. But I'm kind of similar, I think, to Sam in the sense that I wanted more for my life too. I felt like it was just always kind of school, sleep, repeat, like nothing really. I didn't have hobbies. I didn't have anything kind of keeping me I didn't have anything interesting outside of just my daily grind. And I felt like, okay, I need something else. But I also think it was the community and friendships and just having like this picture that you're seeing right now. I'm just like, that group of girlfriends is something I would never have if I didn't have coaching. And I think as an adult, it's just, how do you meet friends? Like that was my struggle. I'm an introvert. I'm not someone that has a huge social group of people. I had kind of my couple high school friends, and then I'd go to university and meet people and lose touch and meet people, lose touch. And this is like the most core group of people I've had in my life consistently for over the 3 years I've been a coach. And I think that's really freaking cool. So I, again, will keep it pretty brief. And again, the financial freedom as a student, when I started, like that extra $50 a week, I was like, sweet, I have gas money or I have grocery money. And it was kind of just those little perks that were really nice as a full-time broke student. So, and the fact that I was making a little bit of income just doing what I was doing anyway, working out, logging my workouts in my wellness community, all of those things. So yeah, I'll keep it there. Tiffany.
Hello, lovely humans. First of all, welcome to our What is Coaching webinar. If you are watching this live or you're watching the recording, you've already made the massive first step in changing your life in a really big way. So my name is Tiffany. I am a relatively new coach. I actually just joined in June, but since then I have hit some huge goals while working full-time with child and family services, being a full-time social work student, and working towards my yoga certification. There are so many things that I love about coaching, but I'm going to start about the most significant thing right now. So for the last 2 years, I've been working at a job that was really detrimental to my mental health and my well-being. This was something that I wanted to do for a very long time, but I stayed in this job because I needed the financial income. And honestly, I didn't think that I was really worth getting anything else. I didn't think I was worth leaving. I didn't think that I would have anything else if I left this job. Well, after a lot of personal development and showing up authentically in my coaching business, I was able to secure the financial income I needed and the mindset to quit that job. So I quit that job on Thursday, and I am still actively looking for other jobs, and I'm still a full-time student. I'm still in my full-time yoga teacher, but right now this is my full-time job essentially. And just being a coach for a short amount of time and doing this authentically gave me the financial freedom to secure that. So that being said, my number one favorite thing about coaching is that this job is all about staying inspired. So that you can inspire others. So 2020 has been a really hard year, I think, for me and for all of us. But one thing that never stopped for me was that I was always growing and I was always accountable to my wellness because of this job, because I was sharing my journey. I ended up having people start to look up to me. I started to have girls that were beneath me. And it was just something that, who am I to tell these girls, you know, do your workouts, do your nutrition, do your personal development if I'm not doing those things? So I think the really great thing about coaching is that it keeps you accountable to kind of a higher standard than it would if you're just kind of a challenger. So this is a seriously incredible opportunity. So if you're watching this right now, then start getting excited about it, because this is a really, really fun job, and I'm super happy that you guys are all here. That's all.
Okay. Well, that kind of moves us into this next slide. We all start somewhere. As you can see, we're all very different. We've all come from different places. I'm a full-time social worker. Sam's a full-time teacher. Tiff's a student in social work. Like, we all start somewhere, and we're not coming into this with intention of like, this isn't something we have tons of time for, but we decided to start because we needed something else in our life. We wanted financial freedom. We wanted to create kind of that life that we wanted. So no one is you, and that is your superpower. We're all very different, and there's no one size fits all for this business. So you're the foundation of this business. Your fitness, your nutrition, your mindset, that's your job, which is, I think, again, the coolest part of this. And the fact that, or the thing that's really helped us all, like we've mentioned, stay accountable in our own journey, because our job is to be inspired. Our job is to work on ourselves. Our job is to share our journey with others and help them get started too. And I think that's, again, the coolest part of this, is that this is, your job is you. Take care of you, spread that love, spread that passion, and you'll figure it out as you go. I think Tiff, oh, you're muted.
Okay, so this is probably my favorite part of this whole business. It will differ for every coach. But so as I was just saying, I just quit my job because I finally got the balls to do it through all of my personal development. So the, coaching includes a huge emphasis on your personal growth for your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, like your well-being as a whole. So as a coach, you are going to be held accountable at a higher standard to your personal growth. So it's not just workouts, it's also growing your mind. So one, you're gaining access to a community that is going to be constantly cheering you on and empowering you to be your best self. So we have weekly team calls. These will help you within like the professional aspect of your business and just kind of instilling that belief in you that you can do this. 6 months ago, I was, before I had become a coach, I was at probably the worst stage in my mental health. I had never lifted a weight in my life. I thought that the only healthy meal was like broccoli, chicken, and rice. Sam knew this too. I was literally a complete beginner, and now I feel like I have completely transformed because of this community, because I have finally found people that believed in me. I was consistent to my personal development reading. I was consistent to my podcast. I tried new things that I never thought I would have done. meditating, I thought that was like the weirdest shit ever. And now I will sit there for like 50 minutes like this every morning, and that's just how I start my day. So Beachbody has meditation, it has yoga, it has workouts, it has literally all of the things. It is the total solution for you. So there's opportunities in there for you to learn about nutrition. We have 2 full nutrition courses. There is the opportunity to learn about meditation, yoga, workouts, like everything is in there. So if you're a beginner and you're like, I'm not qualified to do this, like you're gonna learn it. This is a job where you kind of jump and you just learn how to fly as you go. Like it's a job that you learn what you're doing. And the great thing about having an upline, so like say if I'm your coach or Shanique's your coach or Sam's your coach or whoever it is, like we are here to catch you and we are here to help you with every little thing along the way. So don't think if you become a coach, like you're completely on your own. We are here for you. This whole community is here for you. And it's just a really great opportunity. So you will have to practice gratitude journaling. It's going to bring you clarity and it's going to help you find good things in really awful situations. Or if there is no good things in an awful situation, your gratitude journaling and your personal development is what's going to help you cope with these things. It's what's going to pull you out of them. It's what's going to change that mindset from, like, my mindset used to be, okay, this shitty thing is happening. I'm going to lay in bed. I'm going to eat like shit. I'm going to cry, and that's it. This morning, actually, before this call, I had a panic attack. What did I do? I meditated. I did some journaling. I talked to one of the ladies that I've met through coaching. So that is why, like, your personal growth is so important. You are literally, your number one job is to work on you. And if you do these things consistently, the changes that you will see in yourself are going to be incredible. So yes, so your number one job as a coach is to work on you, fill your cup first, and then everything that you learn, you're going to pour that into other people. So it's just really exciting because what, like, for example, like my self-care pieces are going to be a lot different than Sam's or Shanique's, but that's what makes this so exciting, is that what works for you might actually save somebody's life. It might pull them out of a really dark spot. And you being a coach and just sharing your journey authentically and sharing what helps you with your personal growth, your mental health, and your physical health, someone's going to watch that and they're going to want to run with you. And they're going to be thanking you 6 months from now. Like I am constantly thanking Sam for this opportunity. So when you start to do this job, you're literally changing people's lives just because you're working on yourself. That's all.
Okay, love that. Okay, and now going kind of back into the community part of it, there's travel opportunity, obviously, once COVID is not a thing. So Coach Summit is our yearly big coach event. Last summer, we went to Indianapolis. This past summer, we were supposed to be in New Orleans, but of course that didn't happen. And then it's been in Nashville, Las Vegas, like every year it's somewhere different. So what this is just a big kind of a business conference, but also you're just traveling with your new besties and it's freaking awesome. So a lot of people, even just coaches from we're all over the place. Like we're here in Canada, but I know a few ladies on this call right now are from the States. I've never met them, but the cool part is that you meet them in person and it's like you've known each other forever. So that's an amazing opportunity. And then our super weekends happen every quarterly. So they happen 4 times a year. And that's kind of where every city holds a local get together basically for all the coaches in your community. And that's another really cool way to meet people, new people that are coaches as well. And the coach community is the most friendly people you will ever meet. Like I've gone to one of these super weekends alone and I just like clicked with people instantly because it's, everyone's just so welcoming and positive. And then the Success Club trips are actually free trips that you earn just by doing your job as a coach, which is super cool. We're supposed to go to Dominican this year. Sam and I were both registered to go, but of course COVID happened and we didn't get to go, but they're free trips. I remember getting my first email for one of that I had earned this trip. And I was like, what? How did I even earn this thing? Like, I'm just doing my job as a coach. And I kind of it's just one of those things. It's just really cool. So those are some opportunities through that as well. Okay, I think this is Sam.
All right. Well, in here. Okay, so I actually had someone ask, She watched one of our recordings before. She's probably watching this one. Hi, Leah. Anyways, she's like, but what do you actually do? Because she's like, I love everything you say, but like, what do I do if I sign up? And so first of all, we already spoke about it, but you're proof the products work. So AKA like do a workout program, try the recipes, and fall in love with the process of working towards your goals. So that's your first job, is just to be like, all right, what are my own like wellness goals? And then, okay, how can I use Beachbody to do that? So if it's yoga, if it's meditation, if it's like gaining muscle, if it's losing weight, if it's working on your cardio, training for a 10K run, if it's like whatever it is that your goal is, pick that. Or if it's learning about nutrition, dive into the courses, but figure out what you want to work on for you first. And then number 2 is that you just invite others, and it happens so naturally. So think if you went to a brand new spin class and you're like, sick, this was awesome. The first thing you do is be like, hey, Rochelle, come to spin class with me next week. Like, you invite others to do it with you. And that's exactly what this is. So you try a workout program. You're going to freaking love it, because there's literally something for everyone. If you're like, oh, I don't like bar, guess what? There's Lift 4. Like, they're so different from each other. And then you just invite people along the way. And as you go and as you see results and as you learn, it's natural to be like, you guys, you have to do this. And you share on your Instagram story. Instagram's huge. It's reacquainted me with acquaintances or people I went to school with in grade 2, or friends of friends that I've never met. And you make all these connections, and it's really cool. And then people just start naturally seeing what you're doing, right? But yeah, so that's number 2. A lot of this we can go into so much detail with, but number 3, you're going to have a small like daily to-do list, and it's on your schedule. Like, as a new teacher, I worked during like preps or recess. Right now I work in the Sobeys grocery lineup because it's so long. I'll just like start chatting with people and doing some work on my phone at Sobeys in the lineup. But it's all on your schedule. Like, you can work 5 minutes here and there, you can work 15 minutes, or you can sit down for a full, what we call a power hour, because then you just do it all in an hour. You know, you did all the things, done. And your list could be as big as the one Tiff is holding. That's like our business activity tracker, and it has lots of ideas of ways you can work the business. Or you can make a really simple one that's going to include like check in with your challengers, read your PD book, reach out to people and make some connections, share on your Instagram story, like the very basic things that you just have to do. Because essentially, like, your Instagram page is your storefront, your business. So as long as you're showing up on there, you're open. And that's really the important part. Because it's a sharing business, I guess. Like, work on you, share with others, and then it just kind of runs itself. But we do have like task lists for new coaches that you can do, but they're really simple, like check, check, check kind of things. Is that me? Oh, that's me too. Okay. Yeah. So income potential and our promise to you. All right. So as a brand new coach, we're going to help you do something called Hit Success Starter. And that basically means the first, 3 out of the first 6 months as a coach, you help 3 people get signed up. And when that happens, you earn a free ticket to Coach Summit that Shanique was talking about, and Tiffany earned this year. That's what I was trying to say. So Tiff has a free ticket to our summit in, I don't know, what is this year?
Louisiana. Louisville.
There we go, the baseball one. So yeah, if you do that, you earn your free ticket to Summit. You also will earn like $450 at least. It depends on what you sign people up with in commissions. So there's your first $450. And then also you get the opportunity to be in a test group or involved. They're kind of changing it for 2021, but involved with an actual trainer in the creation of like testing a new program. So super cool stuff. So that's what we aim to help you do. Because if you do all those 3 things, like, you're going to be elated with this business, right? So that's kind of where we're going. And as a coach, like, you can build a 6-figure business, you can match your current salary, or you can just make $500 a month or $1,000 a month. Like, my goal was I wanted just to pay my mortgage with it. Like, I was like, if I can, like, that would be like goals, like way up here if I could do that. But you can shoot way beyond that. But when you start, be like, I want $50. Like, my first paycheck, I paid for my mom and I to go get a pedicure, and I'd never been happier in my whole life. I was like, Beachbody paid for this. I lost 10 pounds and now I get to pay you for your nails. Like, it was so weird, weirdest thing that I was like, is this really a job? But here we are at the nail salon. But most of us just start wanting, like Shanique said, like that extra money for a tank of gas, and you're like, sick, like, cool, I worked out and now I have gas in my car, like, yeah. But the income is like whatever you're going to work towards, basically. If you're like, here's my goal, I'll be like, okay, here's the steps to get it. And it just depends on how much work you put in. That's all.
Okay. I think, Sam, you're doing this one too. I've assigned you all.
Okay, sure. Okay, so as a new coach, when you get started, you do get a promo code. So it kind of helps you have that extra thing for a friend. So you can give it to them, and it's $10 off, I do believe. And only new coaches get these. Like, I don't get them, Shanique doesn't get them, Tiff doesn't get them, new coaches get them. So we're jealous of you. Use them. And then they can start with you. So when I first started, like, I think it was my mom and randomly a girl I went to grade 3 with for 1 year signed up from my Instagram. Like, those are the 2 first people I signed up. And yeah, it's a good way to get you started. So you're going to get that promo code. And then if you start a bod group in the app that we use, it's kind of like our own little Instagram world where you can like log your workouts, post, comment, things like that. If you start your own group, you'll get 3 more. And you can be in multiple groups. So you can still be in the group that I'm running, or Shanique's running, or Tiff's running, or whoever's running, but have your own little side group with your people. And you'll get 3 more promo codes. So you might as well do it. Even if you're not even active in it, just do it and get 3 more. Yeah, that's what that.
Okay.
Oh, that's me too. Okay, so trust the process. I had a million doubts before I started. Like, I was 40 pounds heavier. I, again, was miserable after work. I had severe social anxiety, like even with my best friends, I would have to talk myself up to go out. I just was a completely different person than I am now. So I want you guys to know that it's not about where you are now. It's that destination in the future that you see for yourself, and then the journey to get there. Again, went from 0 self-confidence to pretty confident, but like, it's one of those things where I don't want you to say, I can't do what you do, because you can, because I did it, because Tiff did it, because Shanique did it. And it's not about where you start. It's about like how you grow along the way. And again, it's going to happen day by day by day. And you're going to have many freakouts where you're going to bed at night and being like, I'm going to quit in the morning because I'm so like anxious. And then you wake up and you're like, no, this is what growth feels like. It's stepping outside of your comfort zone, and it's learning that I can do more and that I am more than what I give myself credit for. And that's where that PD, like personal development reading, comes in, and leaning into the group and just doing the things and then throwing your phone away because you're like, I can't believe I just did that. Made that post, talked to that person, whatever. But you're going to grow. So get ready for that. But it's awesome.
Yeah. And that kind of goes into like what you don't need. So kind of like Sam was talking about, lots of these things will probably resonate with you. So you don't need hours and hours of time. We're all full-time workers. We all have our own stuff going on. I was a full-time student, literally jumped into this like, I don't have time, but I'm going to figure it out. And it works. You find those small pockets of your day that you can do this business. We're not requiring you to like set a schedule from 8 to 5 or anything crazy. It's on your time. You don't need to be a fitness instructor or a dietitian. You don't need to have, like we've all talked about, we all started with being 40 pounds heavier or not having a clue how to eat a healthy meal. Like, we start where we start, and there's no, to be at your goal weight or fitness level, you don't need to have a large social media following or be a social media guru. You don't need to be outgoing. Hello, all of us, social anxiety before coaching, still do, awkward AF, it's fine. You don't need to have a big long-term goal. You can start slow. All of the knowledge, the things that you see us sharing on our stories, we're going to teach you. We have team calls, there's trainings. We don't expect you to know everything to start. Like, we all started by just starting and jumping in and leaning on our coach, like leaning on the team to help out along the way as well. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you need to be a coach? Well, first thing I need to do is plug in my laptop so it doesn't die while I'm talking. Okay, so if you are a challenger and you're already signed up and you're watching this, and you decided that you want to be a coach, either for the 25% discount that you get on all the products when you are a coach, or you think that this might be something that you want to try, there is a form that you can either look up or you can ask your coach to send you. If you've purchased a challenge pack in the past, then it's free to switch from a boot camper to a coach. If not, then I think it's about $42 to make the switch. But in almost all cases, your coach can fill out a form after you and it will be free. If you're new to Beachbody, you just need a challenge pack. So your challenge pack includes your membership for a year, your first month of supplements, the 2 full nutrition guides, access to our accountability groups, the one-on-one coaching, and access to our whole community. You need to be willing to try and learn and grow. This means that you need to hop on to the team calls that we have or watch the recordings. If you're intimidated by team calls, you don't need to talk in them. You just need to listen and take notes. Additionally, Shanique and Sam and I have a full coaching onboard training series. So if you decide to be a coach, we have 10 different emails that we're going to send you to help you get on the right track. And additionally, there's also a whole coach setting in the coach office on Beachbody On Demand. So if you decide you want to start coaching today, what we would do is we would send you an email that would have the first coaching assignment and a YouTube video that would talk you through the first steps. There's a mini assignment at the end of each video that we ask you guys to do and send us back, just so we can see how much you've comprehended the video, or if we feel like you need some pointers, or if you have any questions. It's just so that we can do that check-in with you before we have you move on to the next step. But yes, we will work through it with you. And then as soon as you're registered, so step 1 is to dive into a fitness program. So if you're not committed to a program, pick one and commit to it. If you have trouble picking one yourself, then again, ask your coach. That's what we're here for. Explore the nutrition education. So something new that Beachbody has implemented that they didn't have before is the 2 nutrition courses. They're called Ultimate Portion Fix and they're called To Be Mindset. I'm not going to dive too deep into what each of them are, but if you do have questions, just ask. They are now included in your challenge pack, and those are worth about, I think, $360 separately. So that's huge that those are included. You literally have access to 2 full nutrition courses that give you meal plans, that give you recipes, that help you with even if it's just eating healthy, if you want to lose weight, if you want to gain weight, like whatever your goal is, there's something in there for you. And then working with your coach to establish your own wellness routine. So like I said, like what my self-care routine is might not be the exact same thing for you. What Sam's self-care routine is, or what Shanique's self-care routine is, they might not work for you, and that's okay. There's no right or wrong way to do self-care. Self-care is whatever you're doing to take care of your mental, emotional, and physical health. So exercise is a huge thing for both your mental and physical health. So yeah, you want to be doing that to release that dopamine, to get the results that you want to see, and then to show other people what you have been able to accomplish with these programs. You need to commit to a personal development book. Growing your mind is huge in this business, and you can do just 10 minutes a day, and gratitude journaling. So that is something I recommend for like 5 minutes a day. Just little things you need to be willing to try. You don't have to like them. You don't have to stick with them, but you can try them. And it's just having that open mindset to be willing to learn, and to be willing to grow.
I think we kind of talked about this. Oh, Sam, you're muted.
I am. All right, so we already talked about promo codes, and I kind of touched on commissions, but normally it's like $50 or more for all those people that you're going to be registering. As a coach, you get 25% off, which Tiffany mentioned. We work as a team, so you're never in this alone. I mean, if you want to, go for it, but we do a lot of stuff as a team. Yeah, so you're never doing things on your own that way, and always ask questions. I love it when people ask questions. I'd much rather that than they feel overwhelmed. And then you're going to be added to some kind of new coach messenger pod or group with basically everyone who joins from this call, plus some other new coaches that we have from before. We put you in a group together so that you're learning and growing together. If one of you has a question, probably someone else does, or we get to celebrate you in there, be like, look what this person's doing, so you can like learn and grow and make those like connections right away and make those friendships right away.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I think that's it, but we have about 5 minutes left on the call. So why don't we open it up for questions if anyone has or wants to ask away. You can even put them in the chat if you're more comfortable with that as well.
We have some stuff in here. Okay.
While you guys are thinking about your questions, I just want to say that everything is learnable. So everything that I have learned, everything that Sam has learned, everything that Shanique has learned, like you guys can learn it too. We are not superheroes. We are normal human beings, just like you guys. Like everything that we can do and that we have accomplished, it's in your reach. So I want you guys to, one, thank yourself for showing up today and being on this call. The fact that you showed up today and you got up and you were willing to just sit here and learn, like that's your first step. You've already knocked that off. You're already here and learning and making a huge step towards opening up a new door. Anyone can do this job. I don't want you to sit there and think that you are incapable of doing this, because that is what I thought. And this is the best thing I've ever done. And it is one of the things that makes me the happiest. So anyone can do this. That includes you, and you can rock it. So you all have something different to bring to the table, and that's literally your superpower in this business. That is why so many of us can do this and still be successful, because we are all so unique. And the people that I attract are not going to be the same people that Sam attracts, and the people that Marley attracts aren't going to be the same people that I attract. You are the foundation of your business, so you can literally do whatever you want with this and take it wherever you want. But yes, I just wanted to say thank you guys for joining, and you've already done the first step. You're already learning, you're already here. So if this is something that you enjoyed and you think, hey, I could do this again, then you can be a coach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions?
And if you want, yeah, like if you're, reach out to your coach as well after the call if you feel more comfortable doing that too. Because I mean, it is something where this is a brief kind of like, this is what coaching is, but I'm sure that everyone probably is a little, so there's always some more questions, but
maybe like concerns too, like things that you're like, ooh, this was all great to know, but this is my circumstance, right? Because
yeah,
we can hook you up with a coach who probably is in the same, like a similar boat again, because yeah, there's all sorts of people.
Even before I started, like I said I was a student, I didn't have time, and so I think there was something pulling me, because I just being on a call like this and learning more, I was like, wow, like I'm intrigued, but like I could never do it. I don't have time. How am I going to do this? And it really did just, I think just again, like we talked about, knowing that you are you, and that's literally your superpower. Like you don't need to be.
You can sign up as a coach with, like, I signed up as like what I called a hobby coach. Like I was like, I'm going to sign up as a coach, but I'm not actually going to coach until I try a workout program and until I like see results and like see how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
So you can dip your toes in as well, because I don't think I actually started like sharing on social media and like doing the things until probably a couple weeks into 21 Day Fix, because I did that program and I was like, okay, I'm going to keep doing this, so I might as well share about it and see what happens. And you can do that too. Like you don't have to be 100% committed. Like, yeah, I'm going to coach and build a business. You can just be like, I'm going to sign up as a coach and try a workout program and see where it goes. That's totally okay too. Like whatever, however slow or quick, or like dip your toes in, dive in, like whatever works for you. Because again, I was a slow starter, so I get that.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any questions, so I think that's all that we have for you guys. But if anything pops up, any questions or concerns that you guys have,